Every leader will face a moment when the pressure is crushing, the path is unclear, and every choice has a cost. These are the moments that define great leadership. Not when things are running smoothly, but when everything's on a line and a decision must be made. Under pressure, weak leaders hesitate, delegate accountability, or overreact. Great leaders move with clarity, calm, and courage, even when they don't have all the answers. In this video, we'll break down how great leaders make tough decisions under pressure, not by chance, not through luck, but through deliberate, structured thinking and emotional discipline. Let's explore 5 foundational principles they rely on, each one designed to help you make better, faster, and more confident decisions when the stakes are high. 1. They slow down the moment, not the response, further extended. In pressure situations, most people either freeze or rush. The brain enters fight or flight mode. Heart rate spikes. Clarity blurs. Leaders under pressure often feel they must respond immediately because silence feels like inaction. But great leaders understand that speed doesn't mean panic. They slow the moment, not the decision. They take a breath, step back mentally, and examine the situation without getting consumed by it emotionally. In high-pressure moments, the most important asset is clarity, and clarity requires space. Slowing the moment means resisting emotional triggers. Great leaders ask, what is actually happening here? What's urgent versus what just feels urgent? Am I reacting or responding? By mentally zooming out, they regain control. And once calm is reestablished internally, they can move quickly and decisively without being reckless. This practice also helps reduce team anxiety. When a leader appears calm and composed, others follow suit, leading to a more stable environment where performance is protected, even under intense stress. Slowing the moment prevents you from making a short-term emotional decision that could have long-term damage. It's the pause that separates impulsive action from intelligent leadership. 2. They define the real problem, not just the symptoms. In high-stress environments, there's a tendency to solve what's most visible: a drop in sales, an upset team, a delayed project. But great leaders don't just treat symptoms. They diagnose root causes. A symptom might be a missed deadline, but the real issue might be unrealistic expectations, poor communication, or team burnout. If you only address the surface, the real problem keeps growing beneath it. Great leaders ask better questions. What's causing this? Has this happened before? What system failed? Who's involved and how? They gather input, analyze patterns, and identify leverage points. This investigative mindset allows them to focus their energy on the one decision that addresses the core issue, not just the noise surrounding it. Digging deeper takes more time up front, but it prevents repeating the same mistakes. It builds a smarter, more proactive culture where learning and improvement are part of every crisis response. They also understand that solving the wrong problem under pressure creates an illusion of progress while wasting critical resources. Time, energy, and trust are all lost when root causes are left untouched. Solving the right problem under pressure is what separates a good decision from a wise one. You can be fast and decisive, but if you misdiagnose the issue, your solution becomes a liability. 3. They use principles, not panic, to guide choices. Under pressure, values are tested. Leaders who don't have a strong internal compass often make erratic decisions to protect themselves, please others, or just escape discomfort. But great leaders operate from principles, not panic. They use their values, mission, and priorities as decision filters, even when those filters lead to harder roads. For example, if honesty is a core principle, they won't distort facts to save face. If team health is a priority, they won't demand last-minute overwork to patch a failing process. If long-term growth matters, they'll endure short-term criticism to preserve long-term integrity. This consistency builds respect, trust, and internal clarity. People around them know what they stand for, and more importantly, why they stand for it. Great leaders often use questions like, does this align with our core values? What would the long-term consequence of this choice be? Would I still make this decision if no one saw it? A values-driven mindset protects integrity and reputation during volatile moments. It also sets a powerful example for teams who often mirror their leaders' behavior under pressure. Pressure doesn't change a great leader. It reveals one. And when principles are stronger than panic, the path forward becomes clearer, even if it's hard, for they consider consequences from multiple angles. Under stress, it's easy to become short-sighted. Many leaders focus only on the immediate impact of a decision. Will it fix the crisis? Will it calm the tension? Will it make this week easier? But great leaders expand their perspective. They look at consequences through multiple lenses, short-term versus long-term. Will this solve today's problem while creating a future one? Operational versus emotional. Will this damage morale, trust, or motivation even if it works on paper? Internal versus external. How will this affect the brand, the culture, and external stakeholders? They don't overthink. They overprepare. They anticipate second-order effects. That means they ask, what will this lead to next before acting? This type of layered thinking leads to decisions that are sustainable, not just convenient. It also allows them to communicate their choices with transparency because they consider the broader picture. They visualize the ripple effect. One decision affects departments, deadline, clients, and culture. By mapping these impacts, they make fewer costly mistakes and avoid the cycle of recorrecting rush calls. A great leader doesn't just put out fires. They design solutions that prevent new ones from igniting. Consequences aren't obstacles. They're the blueprint for smarter action. 5. They own the decision fully and visibly. Pressure often brings fear. Fear of failure, of backlash, of blame. Weak leaders hide behind teams. Seek approval from every direction or pass responsibility upward or downward to avoid risk. But great leaders own the decision, publicly and completely. They know the weight of leadership includes the burden of being accountable, even when outcomes are uncertain. They don't hide behind data. They don't let silence make the choice for them. They step forward and say, here's the decision. I've considered the facts, the risks, and the people. I'll take responsibility either way. This courage isn't recklessness. It's leadership maturity. And when a leader models accountability, it creates a ripple effect. Teams feel safer to be bold, to contribute honestly, and to take initiative because they know someone strong is standing behind them. Ownership also means staying visible after the choice, not disappearing when consequences unfold. Great leaders absorb criticism, adjust where necessary, and never shift blame onto others for decisions they signed off on. They know leadership means being the face of decisions during both wins and failures. This level of consistency builds team loyalty, reinforces credibility, and sends a clear message. We face it together. Accountability under pressure is the ultimate leadership test. It's not about always being right. It's about being responsible, visible, and trustworthy when it matters most. Conclusion: the strength to decide is the strength to lead. Tough decisions are the heartbeat of real leadership. They test not only your intelligence, but your integrity. In the pressure chamber, your team isn't just watching what you decide. They're watching how you decide. Will you stay calm or collapse? Will you stand for your values or abandon them? Will you diagnose problems deeply or chase surface-level fixes? Great leaders don't wait for ideal circumstances. They shape direction in the most difficult ones. They slow down the moment, define the real problem, rely on their principles, weigh the consequences, and own their choices completely. And in doing so, they not only lead with impact, they build a kind of loyalty, clarity, and respect that lasts long after the pressure fades. If you found this breakdown powerful, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below sharing one tough decision you've made or what you've learned from leaders who made them well. Leadership isn't about comfort. It's about clarity when comfort disappears. Let's build stronger, wiser leaders, one decision at a time.